All right, welcome everybody to the Wednesday afternoon 30-minute mentor series and call. We have an awesome speaker today that has an amazing topic for us, and I'll get into that. Oh, there you are, Laura. I see you now. I'll give her an introduction. We'll go through some announcements really quick. First and foremost, if any of you guys are wondering, that's one of my favorite YouTube audios. It's it's Simon Sinek, but it's Simon Sinek's Top Rules for Success. There's a guy on YouTube that has 10 top rules for success with like Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Simon Sinek, all these amazing authors and public speakers. I love that one specifically from Simon Sinek. And everything he's talking about right there, guys, you have to stay in love with your business. If you want to be successful long-term, you have to treat it like that type of relationship and give it that love. So with that being said, I just want to go over one quick announcement. You guys should all know this, but we've announced the international launch of Team Beachbody in the UK. So what I want you guys to understand, we have hundreds of millions of people still here in the US and Canada that we can help. That's important, but there's I can't remember the exact number. Is it like 46, 65 million people, I think, in the UK? So as you guys have seen, there's people that have jumped ship here and there once in a while because of ground floor opportunities. Like this is a ground floor opportunity for you guys right here, because you can build a brand new fresh team in a country that's never been touched with Team Beachbody. So you guys can start talking about that now. I'll go into detail a little bit. I know it's a man show on Saturdays, the Hey Bro Show, but my topic is going to be specifically on how you guys can prospect people right now in the US and Canada, with a ground floor opportunity for them to build a ground floor business in the UK. So if you want some advice on that, hop on Saturday with David Atkins and I on Saturday morning. And the next thing I wanted to share with you guys is all the Coach FAQs. If you go to your Coach Online office on the top right-hand corner in the breaking news, they have all the details on the launch. So the Coach FAQ, they have a webinar for you to watch so you can understand everything. But remember, it's important to know about that. And it's more important that you can, the most important thing you can do right now for the launch is crush your business here and gain some credibility for yourself, some transformation stories, because when people are looking to join from there, they're going to want to join somebody that's not just talking about it, but actually doing it. They want to follow somebody that's in the trenches and working. They want that example. So remember that. The best thing you can do to prepare for that launch is understand it, yes, but build your business harder than you've ever built right now and catch the wave. You got to start paddling right now and catch the wave, because we don't want you guys left behind. So the only other announcement is Coach Summit is July 13th through the 16th. Even if you're a brand new coach, this is for everybody. I've had coaches over the past 6 years, within 14 days of signing up as a coach, they come to Summit. They find a way to come to Summit, carpool. I don't recommend using credit cards and stuff like that, but they figure out a way to get there, and it's been a life-changing moment for them. I know Brigitte Linford came 7 weeks after joining as a coach, and it made a huge difference for her and her husband to be there. So we want you at Summit. If you have questions about how to get to Summit or what it is, it's www.coachsummit2017.com to get your ticket. But also feel free to reach out to your upline coach or your upline diamond or me for questions. I know there's people out there on our team right now looking for roommates, so don't worry about that. Just make the decision to come, and then we'll help you figure out how to get there. So that's probably one of the biggest tips I can give to build in my business is getting people through Super Saturdays and summits. My first summit had 500 of our team there. The second one had about 150. Then we had about 300 the next year, 700 the last year, and then the last year we had about 1,500. This year, I don't even know. So, but it's because of getting our teams to Summit and you bringing your teams to Summit. They experience what it's actually like. Team Beachbody, it gives them a bigger belief in themselves. And it's oftentimes it's not even the trainings and the workshops. It's just seeing this company and seeing the people in real life, like the $100,000 prize and all that. So we want you there. Also, there's a team event. I put it in the Team Dynasty page today, Thursday morning of Summit. There's only a couple. I don't even know how many tickets are left. There was 200 left yesterday, but there's an awesome team event that we're doing, training with some of the best coaches that I know. And it's a chance for me to meet you guys as well, where it gets busy there. There's 25,000 people. So at least in this room, I can gather you guys up and get to meet you guys. So I hope you guys can make it to that. Team Dynasty is where it's at. Tag me or any of our coaches in there. We'll help you figure out how to get there. With that being said, let's move right on because we have an awesome speaker today, Laura Mendenhall. She is an 8-star diamond coach. She is a mother of 2. And she's 3-time elite, which means her team has been an elite team for 3 years straight. And what I want you guys to understand is there's like 400,000 coaches in the company. On average, like 200 elite coaches each year. So her and her team have been elite 3 times. They've been in the top 100 because there's an elite ranking system. 3 times in the top 100. So every time they've been elite, they've been ranked in the top 100. This is what really gets me excited that I love about her story. This is very similar to what we've done, is she's been able to retire her husband from his full-time job and also her mother from her full-time job as well. And while I mentioned that, let's just mention Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. The disclaimer, each individual coach's results come from their own diligence, effort, and skill. So I've seen Laura in team trainings. I've done team trainings with her, with Our Apply and Lindsay Matway. But the last time that we did an invite surge, she did this 7-step invite funnel system. And I wasn't on live for it, but I was doing my workout listening to it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is like everything. I'm not very organized at all. I'm like, this is everything I do for the past 7 years that I just haven't really known how to like put into a system for people to follow. Like I've never articulated very well how to teach that to someone else, but it's something I do and have done. And I'm like, okay, this is perfect. So Laura started sharing your video with our team. A lot of our coaches are using it and they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is awesome. So we wanted you to teach that to those of us that haven't seen it yet. And then just go into any extra tips or advice, anything that you have that you want to share with that might come up. And if we have some time, people can ask you some questions too. So with that being said, Laura, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. And first, guys, what is up? So pumped to be here. I'm honored. Scotty, I adore you. I followed you. When did I sign up? 2013. I remember going through and like hunting down top coaches, and Lindsay's like, here's who to follow. So my husband and I, we respect you and Gabby. So thank you so much for finding value in the things that I'm trying to teach to my own coaches and downline. Because honestly, I find that as I'm going through the process of, one, reminding myself that I always need to stay in phase 1 with my business. There will never come a point in my business, whether now or 10 years from now, where I am not responsible for building new connections with new people. I don't care how small or big you are, to stay in phase 1 by doing the 4 vital behaviors is key in anybody's business. So I was like, well, how do I teach myself every day as a reminder of my responsibilities? And then these new coaches that we bring on, or I don't know how long you guys have been coaches, a day, 4 years, whatever. Sometimes we get paralysis analysis and we're like, well, where do I start? I've been in a funk. I've taken off 2 weeks. I feel sick. My kids are going crazy. And it takes action to get out of any dry spell. And I find that the best way to overcome a plateau in your business is to literally write it out, make a list, check it off. Okay, so this 7-step funnel system is really not a pretty way to say that. I am not very creative, so I'm sure there's a lot more aesthetically pleasing names. I think Lindsay even shortened it. She said the invite funnel, and I was like, that's much better, because who wants to say the 7-step funnel system? But it's significant because it's 7 steps. It's so easy. So here we go. Let's say I signed up as a coach yesterday. My very first responsibility, beyond just being excited out of my mind because my life is about to change, my first responsibility is going to be making a list. Because I firmly believe that if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. You have an idea of a business and you have a vision for the business, but unless you have a list with people and names on there, then you're just expecting the world to come to you. And although that feels good and it seems right, and once you start posting consistently, that will happen. People will come to you because attraction marketing and putting out positive vibes really is contagious. But just like you would be inviting somebody over for a dinner, like a big group of people on dinner on Saturday, You might throw out a public invitation, but have you ever been like that awkward person I typically am? Who I'm like, well, they sent out this, they posted on Facebook that they're having a dinner at their house, but I don't really know them. So I guess I'm not included in that massive invite, because it would be weird if I just showed up at their door and they looked at me like, oh, dang, you were not one of the people that I was hoping to be at my house. Why are you at my doorstep? So I equate that to when you post an invite on Facebook, it's necessary and it's a part of the process. But if we as coaches expect to run our business simply by publicly inviting, people are not going to get that personal connection. So what really matters is if somebody sends me a text, picks up the phone and says, hey, Laura, I'm having dinner at my house with a ton of friends. We're having game night on Friday or Saturday. I want you to be there. You might have seen my invite, but I wanted to let you know that you would be so much fun. You got to be on my team because I know you're competitive. We're going to rock it. Our team's going to win. Okay, so that kind of personal invite will make me feel welcomed and not awkward. That's why it's so important to start this funnel so you build personal relationships with people and not just expect everyone to come to you, because that's just not how it works, especially if you want to grow aggressively and at a speed and a pace that is really going to transform your life fast. So step one is so easy. It literally is this. You sit at your desk, take your phone, whatever you want to do. It could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, whatever social media outlet that you are working on. You can funnel through any of those. You write down 5 names of people, just 5. If you want to be more aggressive, make it 10, make it 15, make it 20, but no less than 5. I would say start with 5 so you know where it kind of flows and how it not to bottleneck. I'll explain that. Step 1, like and comment on 5 people's Facebook or Instagram. So obnoxiously easy. And that's what I tell my coaches to do within their first 2 days. Go start a list. It can be paper and pen. It could be on Excel. It could be on Google Drive. Whatever it is, don't let that overwhelm you. Start a list. The next day, what do? Step 2, you repeat that same exact thing with 5 additional people. So at that point, you have 5 people that you liked and commented on day 1. You have 5 new people that you liked and commented on day 2. So at that point, you have 10 people in your pipeline. Yeah, you're getting it, okay? You're starting to build these relationships by simply liking and commenting. Notice what I did not say. I did not say you go out there and friend request 20 people on day 1. You go out there and send out 100 messages via private message and say, I'm a Beachbody coach. This is amazing. I love everything I do. You should join me because it's incredible and it would change your life and it's guaranteed to make you $1 million next week, and you have to join me, please. I did not say that because you are going to, 1, freak people out, okay? They're going to ignore you. They're going to ghost you, or maybe that's just in my experience. My people don't respond like that because I really like it when people actually care. Like I really like it when people actually take notice into my life. For example, be sensitive to what's going on in somebody's life. If they're posting that they just went to a funeral, you could send them a message with condolences instead of, oh my gosh, you look so happy. How's it going lately? Long time no talk. They're obviously going to notice that you didn't even look at their Facebook. So step 1 and step 2 could be accountability, not only for you to show up in their notifications, which is going to get them start thinking, who is this girl? What's going on? They're going to immediately go to your profile, check you out, stalk you, which is a good thing. That's why it's super important for you to prime your Facebook post or Instagram post. But that's also keeping you accountable to take interest in them, to see what's going on in them. And that's actually, once I get in my groove, I enjoy that part of it. And I enjoy getting to know people. And I enjoy looking at their memes and laughing at the videos they post of silly kids doing weird things. Like, that's funny to me. So by step 3, this is a step outside of your comfort zone, but it's necessary. Okay, step 3 is when you take your relationship, your funnel with that person from just liking and commenting on their posts, kind of engaging that way, to private messaging them. Because at this point, you've checked them out a couple of times, and this could be an acquaintance you've known for years, or this can be a coworker, or this could be a cold market person that you've never spoke to in your entire life. So this can be complete stranger. 2, by step 3, you're going to be private messaging them with a connection message. And that could be, hey, I saw that you just posted this. That's interesting. Tell me more. What is that recipe you shared? Oh, I have kids too. How old are yours? You look great. I saw that you just posted you guys are going on vacation. What are you doing this summer? We're looking at different vacation spots. you guys know how to, well, you might not, because I don't want to assume, because it took me a lot of time to figure out how to build the bridge between stranger and connection. But I honestly, it was my own motives, and it was my own, what is the word to use? My own preconceived notions that they would receive me the wrong way that stopped me from sending that message. So you need to get out of your own head and think, oh, if I say this, they'll think this. If I say this, then they won't respond. And how do I say the right thing to the right person at the right time? And I say, screw that, because you could say the wrong thing to the right person. They're still going to respond to you because they get your vibe, they like you, and they're your people. So you just need to go for it. This whole 7-step funnel system is like action focused. I don't care how good you feel that day. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if the sky is falling. I don't care if you're throwing up. I don't care if your kids are naked running around the outside of the house. Like, you do your 7-step funnel system. Step number 3 is you send a private message connecting with that person. It doesn't have to be anything about Beachbody. Actually, what I do these days is I'll funnel somebody. I'll notice that they're starting to like my stuff, and then I will comment and send them a message based on that. Hey girl, thanks for liking this past comment. Wasn't that funny? Ha ha ha. Or, hey, I saw that you commented on my last post. Do you deal with that same thing? Something inquisitive, something to start the ball rolling. Now, what's significant about this 7-step funnel is that the increments of steps is every 2 days. So you'll do step 1, 2 days later, step 2, 2 days later, step 3, 2 days later, step 4, 2 days later, 5, 6, 7, etc. So what that means is if you multiply 2 times 7, that's 14. So you're going to take a person, a contact, a lead, a friend, someone that you're trying to connect with and trying to serve by offering them a help or inside circle invitation to what you're doing. On step 1, you're going to be liking and commenting. On step 2, you're going to be liking and commenting on their stuff again. Step 3, sending them a message. Step 4, you're going to go back to that message thread and you're going to follow up. You're going to make sure that you're pulling that conversation along. They might have already responded. You might have already gone back and forth. But by step 4, make sure that you're still getting involved in the conversation. Maybe that means you need to go back to their post and like and comment again, because what you're doing, you're very, very focused within these first days to show so much interest in them that they cannot help but feel affirmation from you. But they cannot help but feel positivity and encouragement from you because you are pouring into them. You're adding value to their life. You're sending them some likes and comments, which makes them feel good. And you're getting personal with them by private messaging them in conversations, step 3 and 4. Now, step 5 is like, I think during our Dynasty search, I got caught up and I started singing the 12 Days of Christmas. And I'm not going to sing, I know I can't sing, but I got caught up and I was like, hey, this is perfect because step 5 in this funnel is the most important. And what is the 12 Days of Christmas, the 5 golden rings. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I'm a big Christmas girl. Okay, 5 golden rings. Ta-da! Like that's the big shabam. Step 5, do not avoid this. That is the invite. That is where you go for it. I don't care. I don't care where you're in the conversation. I don't care what's happening. I don't care. Step 5, you invite, which means it could be a free group, a challenge group, the business opportunity, a webinar, a workout with you. You basically want to open the doors of your home, figuratively, and invite them into what you're doing. You want to invite them a little bit closer into your inner circle so they're funneling down into getting to know you. They can continue to like you, trust you, know you, and eventually want to be a part of what you're doing. Hello. You're not supposed to be in here, love, but this is my son, and he's wonderful. Okay, so hello.
Hello.
Okay, that's great.
Hi.
Okay, go see Daddy. You want to start here? So step number 5, I'm a mom of 2, guys. This is how I run my business. Step number 5 is shooting the invite to them. That is so important. If you guys need scripts or examples of invites, man, there are hundreds and hundreds. I feel like tons of resources and scripts of invites. You don't have to make it complicated. You can cushion it by saying things like, hey, this is totally random. You seem so nice and easy to talk to, so I figured you wouldn't mind. I'm doing this thing next week with like 10 new girls who want to lose 10 pounds. Is that something you'd ever be interested in? It could be vague, but then you're throwing out the bait, seeing if they bite, and then you can adjust your conversation based on what they say. I don't know. So people ask me all the time, do you have all these scripts? I mean, I have examples of the invites I have, and I have screenshots of what I say. All right, go see Daddy, okay? You're doing great, baby. Hold on, guys. Here, we're gonna walk out this door right here, okay, baby? Thank you.
Oh, Mommy,
It's okay, it's okay. All right, you guys are awesome. Anyways, thank you for your patience. That's awesome. I hope you guys know that life is. So step number 5 is the invite. Step number 6 is the follow-up. So it's not like you get to know them, you see if they say yes to your initial invite, and if they say no, you're like, peace out, you ain't worth my time. No, you got to follow up with them. And I kind of equate it to somebody having like, this is so, I even hate saying this because it's not my, but it's like, I equate it to like a one-night stand. You don't just say, hey, will you go out with me? And they say no, you're like, peace out, I don't care about you anymore. No, you follow up with them because you care and you're a genuine person. So step number 6, 2 days later, after you invite them, you follow up with them. Because a lot of times, I say a lot of times, I'm just going by statistics, and maybe that's just my conversations. I'll get to know people, I'll send out an invite, life will get busy, we'll both get distracted, hence the reason, everyone gets distracted. And then they'll forget to answer that question. But I care, so I'm going to be like, hey, girl, did you get my last message? Or, hey, you might be super busy. I get it. Happens to me all the time. But is that something you're interested in? Because I'm trying to reserve my spots. So I try to create a sense of urgency there of, hey, I'm reserving spots right now. Would you? So it feels a little bit more softer, like, okay, well, I do want to reserve a spot. I'm not quite sure yet, but I don't want to miss the chance. So, yes, I'll take that reservation. It's something I just made up, okay? I just write the name of the list as a follow-up. By step number 7, you're following up again based on the conversation that you're having. Now, this is obviously accountability for you and also accountability for them to know that you're going to be checking back with them. My rule of thumb is that if I message them 3 times and that I get no response, then I kind of feel like they're not ready for me. Totally fine. Not everybody is. I take no offense. I hope that they're not offended. I hope that one day down the road we can reconnect, but they're not ready for me. They haven't gotten to know me well enough where they feel comfortable with responding. Maybe they're not a Facebook person. Maybe they're an Instagram person. Maybe they're a phone person, a text person. But as I build connections with them and as I funnel with them, I'll get to know what they need specifically. But by step 5 is the invite. Step 6 is the follow-up. Step 7 is also the follow-up. And I actually do have scripts for follow-ups. It's not a wide variety of scripts. It's like 2 or 3 things that I say every time to kind of funnel through follow-ups of, hey, bummer, I've missed you. Is everything okay? Like having a sense of concern of something must be wrong because you're not responding to me. Like that changes the vibe. So all of a sudden they're like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I got distracted. And I do have graphics, PDFs. And I think Scotty has them. I don't know if he shared them with you guys. Okay. But it's just like things I made real quick with scripts and the steps all listed out. By step 7, if they don't respond to me, then I take it as we're not ready. We just need some more time. I'm going to continue funneling everybody else down. And maybe in about 90 days, we can connect again. So at step 7, if they're still MIA, if they're not ready for me, I put them back up at step number 1 in about 3 months or so. That might be a little longer than usual, but I have a really big pipeline going on, and so it takes me about that long to get back up to the top. So let's say this. You have somebody, let's say you add 5 new people to your pipeline every single day, to your funnel, because every single day you're starting 5 people at step number 1. That means that you'll be adding 35 people. Heck, let's just say 6 days a week instead of 7. 6 days a week, you will be adding 5 people to your list, which is to your funnel, which is to your pipeline, which is 5 new people every single day that you're going to try to get to know and invite within that 10-day period. Do you realize that's 30 people a week? Do you realize that's over 120 people a month? Can you think about that? I don't know if you talk to 100 people a day or 100 people a month, but actively, if you were proactive enough to add or to talk to 120 brand new people and send out 120 brand new fresh invites every single month, would that transform your business? It would. It absolutely would. And if you already do that, then add to it. And maybe you need to tweak the way you talk to people. Maybe you need to tweak the way you post. Maybe you need to tweak the way that you follow up so you have an organized way of following up with people. Because this is not including the people who said no to me last month and I have to follow up with them this month. These are new people who are getting to know you, who you have the chance to serve, you have the chance to somehow invite into your life. I don't know about you, but I like positivity. I like people. I like connections. Sometimes people are weird. Sometimes people are cool. Like, I can't control that. I don't know who's going to be a rock star, whoever I talk to. I just know I look at every single name on my list and I think, okay, there's somebody here who needs me. There's somebody here on this list who needs me. And if I skip my 5 that day, I will be potentially withholding this gift, this Beachbody gift from somebody. So I'm going to be proactive and I'm going to add 5 people a day to step number 1. And then from there on, I can let this system manage me. I don't have to wake up in the morning and think, I don't know what to do. I don't have to go to bed at night thinking I didn't do enough. I'm a failure. I'm never going to get ahead. All these things that I think about, maybe you struggle with it too, of lies in our head, self-sabotage, limiting beliefs. There is no better feeling than going to bed pleased. Like, there is no better feeling than going to bed. I'm getting chills thinking about like the freedom this has provided for me. There's no better feeling than going to bed thinking, I have done enough. I am enough. I do it, like feeling like you are moving forward. You need to control the controllable. Not everybody is going to say yes, but the action that you take to funnel the right people down. And I don't want to use the word invite because, yes, you get to the invite. Step 5 is the invite, and that's so important. But to me, the 4 vital behaviors, it starts with the step number 1, which is literally just liking and commenting. Don't be afraid of inviting people because that will naturally happen when you get to step number 5. It's unavoidable. You have to obey the system. Your only responsibility that day is to add 5 new people to your list. And then, like I said, every 2 days, you're going to move that person down until you get to the invite. And then you're going to think, this is so natural. I've been talking to them for 10 days. I've been following them for 10 days. We've been back and forth in conversation. So it makes complete sense for me to invite them right now. You don't have to freak out anymore about what to say, what to do, cold invites, what they're going to think, because you've already built that bridge. So to me, it has created a sense of a good rhythm. It has made my power hours a lot more simple, and it has taken everything that I've learned from all these amazing top coaches that I can continue to learn, and it's put it in a 1-page PDF for me to say, done. I'm doing my connects. I'm adding new people. I'm building relationships. I'm sending the invite and following up, all simply by following 7 steps to know what to do from somebody from step 1 to step 7. So it's been working for me and my team, and I love it, and I'll continue to tweak it and evolve just like we always will. But that is the end of my question.
Awesome. Let's just take one question. Do you have time for one question?
Yeah.
Okay, whoever wants can unmute or type it in real quick, and we'll take one question. And while we're waiting for that question, I do have the Google Docs from you. So when I put the recording up, I'll put it in the link of the YouTube description. So I don't hear a question. I'm going to go up and ask a question. I think someone answered it, but I want to hear it from you, like your perspective on it. Debbie asked, do you start, just to understand this funnel, do you start a new funnel every single day? That's how she worded her question. So do you start the whole process from the start every day?
I start 5 new people. Actually, I have a goal of 10. Okay, so I've upped my ante. So me personally, I have a goal of 10 new people every single day. And so what I'll do is I will go into my list. And again, you can have that however way you want, but I'll write 10 new names on my list. And to me, that's step number 1. When I add them to my list, that's step number 1, which means I put them on there. When they're a new ad, new friend on Facebook, new follower on Instagram, and I go and like and comment on some of their stuff. Okay, so that's step number 1. So I know my next responsibility with those people that I added is in 2 days, I'm going to go back to their profiles and like and comment again. 2 days later, I'm going to go back to those same group of people, and I'm going to shoot them a private message. Step 4, 5, 6, etc.
Okay, one more last quick question someone typed in there. What do you personally use for track? I hate this question for me because I'm still a notebook guy, and I know I need something better. But what do you use to track these? Like that you're adding 10 new people, and so that you don't get overwhelmed, or you can follow up the best you can.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Like, what do you use?
Yeah, I have it. I've been kind of schizophrenic or bipolar with my systems, trying to figure out the right fit for me in each season of my business. So at first I was an Excel girl, then I was a notebook girl, then I was a confused girl for a long time. Then I tried Streak. Then I know this might sound really ridiculous. Maybe you guys have gone through this too. I did one-page CRM for about 2.5 years. I was married to it. It's a system. It was really awesome. But then I started to outsource my step one. And that was a goal of mine, because step one is liking and commenting. And I know that, so my mom right now is helping me with virtual assistant stuff. And so she has helped me with step one. So that's kind of cool. So now I have moved to Teamsy. So I use Teamsy to track my contacts. I like it's very pretty. I like the circles and the 100%. It makes me feel really good about myself. And it's good accountability, because I have a team page specifically for people who are hitting Success Club, and I screenshot my 100% every day and I post it in there for accountability. And sometimes I'll screenshot my 60%. Sometimes I'll screenshot my 40%. Sometimes I'll screenshot my 80%. But it's my own accountability to show my team like how I'm showing up each day. And it really has helped me take the right action and not be distracted by shiny objects. I just want to stay in my lane, stay in phase one, and enjoy the process, because, you know, I have a lot of other responsibilities outside of the funnel. You guys see that I have a son, I have 2 sons, I have a husband, we have a house, we travel a lot. So I want to fulfill all of the roles of my life. So having that 100% in Teamsy every day makes me feel like, check, I'm running my business.
I love that. Great question. So we know you have your 2 kids, and one of them's anxious to see you. So
he was eating a hamburger, you know, like that.
Yep. And Jennifer Greenberg is about to pull in her RV. We're going to go camping with them a couple nights, all the way from Knoxville to Idaho. So we better hop off this call. But this call has been absolutely awesome, Laura. Thank you for spending time, adding value to us. We know that you don't benefit anything from this other than you're living your purpose and your calling and serving and helping other people. So we appreciate that so much. And I'm going to invite every person on this call that listens to the recording to take value in that and to honor Lauren's time by going out there and taking action on this and beginning it. I know so many people have started it already and getting some great results. So I'll keep you up to date, Lauren, and let you know how our team is benefiting from it. And we thank you so much. So I just want to announce real quick, next week we have one of Jennifer Greenberg's downline coaches, Allison, on the call. She was up in like the top 20 in the top 10 race this year at one point. So her team is doing really well. They're going to be an elite team for the first time this year. So they'll be on with us next week. So stay tuned for the info on that. And once again, Lauren, thank you so much. And we'll see you guys all next week. Bye.
Thank you.